Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Today we are going to start getting the motor and transmission in place. I've got my dry sump oil pan, my transmission's out of the caddy, and then I've got my mock-up block, which is just an old blown up LS aluminum block that's stripped. So first thing I had to do is just kind of set the oil pan on my blown up 5.3 that the crank's still in to make sure that the studs aren't hitting the pan, and if they are, then I've got to cut those to make sure that they will fit in that I can get that to fit in the pan with the crank. So I'm going to spin this thing around. I'll get the oil pan on and get the motor mounts on the block, bolt the motor and tranny up together, and then get this all kind of set in place, hopefully. All right, so the one thing that I thought I was worried about was going to be an issue, it was an issue. These main studs here, they are too long and are hitting the windage tray of my dry sump pan. So all I have to do is just cut the stud off. Those aren't going to be, the stud portion isn't going to be used anyway, because factory that's made to hold a windage tray down. We don't need a windage tray because we're going dry sump. So let's cut those heads of those studs off on whatever motor I'm using, or get ARP bolts, and should be good. All right, so got the bell housing and transmission on, the factory Corvette motor mounts, and my dry sump oil pan. Obviously that port isn't going to be able to be used. I've only got a 3-stage dry sump pump anyways. So yeah, I'll only be using those two ports for the scavenge side of the pump. So that'll be fine. But the whole goal of putting this in the subframe right now the way it is I want to see if I can get the motor any lower and further back in the chassis. So lower is going to obviously lower the center of gravity. Further back is going to help with rear weight. Because I'm getting rid of the transaxle, this thing's going to have a little more front nose weight than it used to, more than likely. So I definitely want to try to get some of that nose weight out of it and towards the rear. Unfortunately, by moving everything back, it is going to make it pretty difficult to get an exhaust in here. So I also have to think about that. I have a set of junk heads. They're not junk. They're just not heads I'm not going to use that I'll throw on it. Take a measurement on the LSXR, measure how tall that is to see if I'm going too far back. The factory LS manifolds, intake manifolds, are pretty close to the windshield cowl. So if I got to cut the cowl, I don't mind, but I'd definitely rather not. So we'll see how everything goes. So one big issue I'm having, which I kind of figured was going to happen, is the transmission doesn't fit in the tunnel. These ribs here and here go all the way back on both sides, and the whole transmission's hitting it. I can't, even with the ship rails off, it's still hitting pretty hard. So I'm going to have to, and the motor still needs to come back a significant amount. That stud needs to go in this hole. So we're still quite a ways off. So motor, transmission got to come out of it. And I'm going to have to start cutting up that tranny tunnel, figure out where to go from there. So I just got to make stuff happen. I was planning on widening the transmission tunnel anyway, because this kind of bumps out right here in this area below the ribs. So hopefully I'll be able to just kind of cut that out and go straight up from that, and then box the back all in. We got the motor pulled back out and everything, and I got to start cutting up this tunnel. So the goal is I'm going to come back to here, and then I draw a straight line up, cut the top all the way to there. I'm on focus off my finger, and then basically just widen this whole section here. After that, I'll get the motor and tranny back in, see how everything fits. I'm going to do the same on both sides. I can't go any wider than 18 inches on the tunnel according to FD rules, so I've got to keep it kind of as tight as possible. So I'm going to try to take a measurement of that width and go from there. But we're going to start hacking the tunnel up, get the motor and tranny back in it, hopefully, and go from there. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this plate here because I'm going to weld a plate off of here to kind of encapsulate all of this. So this has to go. So we'll just knock out the spot welds that are holding this thing down at the old belt sander here and get that off of there. so one thing I did not realize is they actually had the sides of this thing welded down. So there was four welds, one on either side, two on either side of the tunnel on top of the spot welds in the middle. They did not want that thing moving, so I'm going to assume that they really want that tied back in too. So we're going to go ahead and do that once we build the dash bar and everything, make sure that the top of the tunnel gets tied into the cage. But yeah, time to start cutting this thing up, this tunnel up. We'll just cut the sides kind of the same way that is. So I'll start over there, cut it across the top, straight down to here, and then we'll build a tunnel side that kind of just mimics this, that bolts in place. Training tunnel, both sides of the training tunnel are cut out. I'm gonna grab the motor and tranny now and try to jam it in. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to get rid of these ribs here and here though, but we'll see how it lays down. So I forgot one thing. Gen 3 motor mounts hit the Gen 4 block in a certain spot because there's a boss, so I had to machine just a small portion out. So now time to bolt it back on and get the motor in the car. Alright, so that boss for the AC bracket is what I forgot is different. So I had to notch the motor mount bracket there to clear that boss. It's good to go now. Alrighty, so the motor and tranny are in. I've got the transmission roughly where it's gonna be. I've still got to put a angle finder on it, figure out what my driveline angle is, but I definitely got kind of a slight issue. The seat is in place, so it's where it's living, but the shifter, it's a side shift, so it bolts to the side of the transmission and then comes up. So problem is the shifter sticks way off the side of the transmission, but it's gonna end up running into the seat. So I've got to try to make a bracket or something to kind of pick the shifter up, hopefully, rather than just back. I'm not entirely sure. So that's the problem I'm having right now. We gotta figure that out. But I'm gonna level out the transmission, the drivetrain, and then well, not level it out, but put it at, I'm gonna go like 1.5 degrees down, and then yeah, kind of go from there. About building a bracket and mounting the shifter separate off of the transmission. That way I don't have to deal with it. Alrighty, so transmission is degreed, 1.5 pointed down. My buddy John decided to come and give me a hand. I appreciate the help. So go check, see what the drive shaft angle itself is going to be, make sure that looks good, and then figure out the shifter issue that I'm having. So we're making progress slowly but surely. So the shifter is going to land somewhere in there. The only problem is the edge of the seat is right here. So I might take the shifter bracket that I had and cut a new one essentially and move the shifter further forward, and then cut the top of the tunnel out. But I'm not really sure yet, so I'm gonna go knock this plate that's around the shifter off, knock all the spot welds off of that, and see what I got for room, and kind of go from there, I guess. This one's definitely tight, a lot tighter than I was hoping for. So I ended up getting a shifter bracket made. We ended up cutting the tunnel back a little bit more even. I rotated the shifter back 15 degrees. It should line up fairly decent with my shifter arms, I hope, at least. I have to make a new shifter handle because that one with the two bends just ends up running into the console. I want to keep that just because it kind of looks stockish and it's not going to look like hell up there. But I think it'll all work. I hope so anyway. That's the edge of the seat essentially right there. I've got to clean up that, obviously, and then just start closing everything in. Definitely going to be a little bit of a project, but I think it'll all work. So, appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.